about that time, it may be 10 or 11. Window in that kitchen. The wind just started blowing.
Is this some kind of like weird mixtape from the 70s or 80s that never quite got a polish? And that's kind of what you'd think, I'm guessing. But there are a few things happening here. If you have a look at the spectrograph, things are sounding kind of boxy. And just to my ears, even without looking at the spectrograph, there's a lot of stuff happening with the snare drum. The kick is very like high mid-range. There's not a whole lot of sub-harmonic bass happening with the kick. First thing you really want to do is you want to come over here, drag your spectrograph back onto your actual waveform. We're going to go ahead and select the whole track, and we're going to go down here to the phase button. Go up here to hit suggest. That's going to train the phase to see what's going on with how the phase rotation is out. And again, why is this important? It's to maximize your headroom whenever you go to either pop a compressor on or get your commercial volume. Okay, so this tells us we are positive 30 out process. Having a look at it now, things are a little bit more in balance with the waveform. Let's have a look at the initial state. Back from there. And on the phase section, things seem to be a little bit put better visually. Now we're going to say we like that, and we're going to come here, down here to the EQ. And again, we're going to have a listen without the EQ. Now, without going too far, within the first couple of seconds, our drums need some help. So what do? We're going to come and put this back there. We're going to hit preview. And we're going to sweep through everything, right? I'm going to go up here. Narrow that.
Right about that time, it may be 10 or 11. Window in that kitchen. The wind just started blowing. And it blew the curtains. His candle almost went out. So he got up. He went to go and shut the window. But when he did, something funny happened. There's all
so
these
right
little,
right
you call them fluff
400K,
balls.
we can sort of tell that this is kind of resonating at this stage, even kind of self-resonating, self-oscillating. And we want to then say, okay, this is going to be a problem area. We've swept through the frequency, and we know that this has to come down. And it might not be exactly on point, but our ears tell us this is where sort of the problem begins with our snare. Something's happening in the higher mid-range with the snare. Okay, so that's down. Let's listen back. To bypass.
Right about that time, it may be 10 or 11. Window in that kitchen. The wind just started blowing.
Bring that up again. There we go. Sweep it around again.
And it blew the curtains.
That's about where it is.
His candle almost went.
Now, preview.
There's all these little, I don't know if you call them fluff balls or little stars of light.
Sweep around.
He thought they kind of looked like asterisks. They just started blowing in through the window. The curtains, they were like two arms, just guiding these asterisks in through the kitchen window.
So we're going to take our gain, bring it down, about there, bypass.
So he got up, he went to go and shut the window. But when he did, something funny happened.
Okay, so harmonically, I think we've taken care of what that is doing. But there's still a few things here that are happening, maybe one or two other frequencies that are offending. So let's come up here to 4. Let's narrow the Q on that and listen back.
There's all these little, I don't know if you call them fluff balls or little stars of light. He thought they kind of looked like asterisks. They just started blowing in through the window. The curtains, they were like two arms, just guiding these asterisks.
We might need to cut there. Okay. So, and we want to narrow the Q on that because we're going to be cutting out a little bit too much in the middle if we don't. Let's listen back. Preview. Bypass.
Right about that time, it may be 10 or 11.
Okay, so that 4, it seemed to have cut out where we're getting those spikes with that really pah sort of thing happening. All right.
Window in that kitchen. Wind just started blowing.
Might be a bit too severe. Let's just back it off a little bit. Same thing with that. Back it off just a bit. Back it off. Because remember, you don't want to just destroy the frequency. It's there for a reason. Bring it enough of it back in to where you can tell that there's been a change, but it's subtle. Keep it subtle. Don't do too much.
This candle almost went out.
Okay, check it. It's the bypass, no EQ.
So he got up. He went to go and shut the window. But when he did, something.
Okay. All right, so we're kind of at a point there where we're taming that boxiness happening. So maybe come up here to your 5, make that a bell. And do some more sweeping around, see if there's any other offending frequencies on those drums. Let's bring it back, listen. Let's sweep around.
Right about that time, it may be 10 or 11. The window in that kitchen. The wind just started blowing. Curtains.
Seems to have cleaned it up nicely.
This candle almost went out.
All right, bypass the whole thing.
So he got up. He went to go and shut the window. But when he did, something funny happened.
Okay, so you're all kind of thinking now, all right, well, we need to do something about this kick because it's really there's no bass. So let's listen back, put some bass in.
Kitchen.
Let's cut it first.
Wind just started blowing.
Let's find it. Oh. I really like that.
So he got up. He went to go and shut the window. But
Remember, not too much, because you're going to put a final EQ on this whenever we're completely done. We might even want to compress it beforehand. You don't know. I don't think I will, but we'll try.
When he did, something funny happened.
I like that sub bass. I do like it. Without
There's all these little, I don't know if you call them fluff balls or
and
little
with
stars of light. He thought they kind of looked like asteroids.
yeah.
They
Okay.
started blowing into the window.
Now, remember when we were talking about that high mid thing that was happening in and around here? Let's see if we can identify what that's doing and how much of it we're going to live without and what we can't.
Right
Put it
about
back
that
on.
time, it may be 10 or 11. Window in that kitchen.
It's nasty.
Wind just started blowing.
Take it down. Just enough. Maybe broaden it.
And it blew the curtains. This candle
Bring down the bass
almost
just a
went out.
tad.
So he got up. He went to go and shut the window. But when he did, something funny happened.
Okay. That sounds pretty reasonable. So if we're happy with that, we're going to go ahead and actually before we hit process, we're going to come over here. We're going to put everything back on the spectrograph and have a look and see how it looks pre doing any EQ. Everything's pretty hot here. It's going to look hotter down in this region when we get done putting this bass on, but we'll have a look. Process. Now this is with our EQ, and you can have a look here. It seems to have very subtly tamed. Let's have a look at the before and after. So this is with just our phase, and you can see straight away in this region here, that's all very hot beforehand. Now after our EQ, you can see in that line there, in that region, it's tamed those upper mid-low frequency boxiness that we were having a complaint with. We're going to have a listen back. I love that sub kick in there. Very warm.
Right about that time, it may be 10 or 11.
Seems pretty cool. I don't mind that at all. I think I'll keep that EQing. And let's listen back to the initial state really quick. Yeah, needs something. This is what it needs.
Right about that time, it may be 10 or 11.
Let's get that oomph. You just feel it.
Window in that kitchen. Wind just started blowing.